Hello, people. We have something very special we want to announce today, and that is our course platform that we've been building alongside our encyclopedia here on sPhil. So very early on, we wanted to make courses as well as building the encyclopedia, where we write articles and do philosophical research. But we also enjoy teaching philosophy. And I've had a good experience with teaching people online over Zoom and both in seminars and groups and in private. And I would very much like to continue that tradition, but also incorporate it with what we got going here with sPhil, with the writing and with the articles. So we would like to announce Symposia, which is going to be our course platform.
Yes, so there we go.
So it's part of sPhil. You can access Symposia from sPhil, and that's where we are going to be making various different courses. I have a course at work in the works, and so has Helios. So if you're curious, want to learn about what kind of courses we will be offering, head on over to sphil.xyz/symposia. That will be the sort of information page for the course platform. But you can also go on and take a look at in the courses page. So, do you mind doing the honors, Elias?
Absolutely, absolutely lovely. There we go. The
So,
science of logic, the quality of being, part one.
that's right. You heard that right. We're going to do a course on the science of logic,
Lovely.
and it's going to be a big one. It's going to come in two parts, and each part will have six lectures, but each part will have 12 seminars. So we're doubling the seminars for each course based on experience I've had teaching Hegel previously. That is that the material is so dense and so compact and so rich that you don't really get to spend enough time on the material within just 1 week before you move on to the next week and learn about new categories and new concepts. So, in order to help sort of getting into material and work through the material and understand it better, we're going to do two seminars per sort of lecture. So that allows people more discussion, and I think that will be a good thing um, for the course and for the participants.
Absolutely. I think also in our personal experience, when we were first learning the logic, of course, at university, we had the lectures and then we had the seminar, and that was fantastic, obviously. The seminar was hugely helpful. But then we also had our reading groups on the
Yes.
side,
Yeah.
when a bunch of us would get together and read everything we had read the previous week again. And that was enormously helpful because you got different perspectives and you got to spend more time on the material, which really helped to improve understanding, especially when you're engaging with it for the first time.
That's right. And now we're reading it again for
Yeah.
the 33rd time, I think. You're right, Elias. We did do a lot of extra in at university,
Yeah.
partly because it's so much fun to make use of the resources we had, the people we were with, to dig in deeper into this world, philosophical
Yeah.
world.
So, shall we take a little tour of the page, or do you not want to do that?
No, let's do that. Let's do a quick little tour. We'll do more tours in the future, maybe discuss some topics and themes in depth, but let's do a quick overview now.
Lovely. Okay. So here, I guess very quickly on the right-hand side, we've got the available lessons, the lectures
Yes.
that you've already uploaded. And
Yeah.
these are your pre-recorded lectures, of course.
Yeah.
And if one were to click on it, it would take you straight away to a the video, and with some required reading on the side, very helpful. You're using the Di Giovanni translation. That's unfortunate, but it can't be helped.
Well,
And
translation is not a problem. If
it's
you
not,
use
no.
Miller or something else, we usually work around that. We've always done that
Exactly, yeah,
at
it's
all
true.
times. Yeah.
It's true,
But
actually. Again, in
yeah,
the reading groups, I would read Miller and all of you would read Di Giovanni, and we somehow managed to make it work.
actually that was very helpful because then we got like different phrasing of the same sentences.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just a quick heads up, like this course is still being written, still being built. So not everything is in there in terms of the content and the materials. But we plan on rolling out the rest of the lectures after the course has been launched. So we'll have live seminars, and those will be scheduled. We'll meet on Zoom, and sometime later during halfway of the seminars we will I'll have the remaining lectures done. But so far the four are up and ready. They just need to like finalize some things. But we have four up there. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And I guess if we scroll down a bit, we'll have some info about how one should, I guess it's like a guide for how to work through the Symposia page. And then here we've got the course content, and here we can see part one, the 6 lectures that are going to be included in part one. And then here we have part two. That'll be the next lecture series, hopefully.
Most certainly, yes.
Yeah. And then this is a very helpful bit as well. It gives a breakdown of the different kinds of course structures that one can choose. So there's a lot of flexibility about how one can approach their study of the text.
Yes. So I recommend uh, highly recommend the seminar tier because that's where you'll be participating in the live seminars. We'll be discussing and working through the material together, and you'll be doing that with your peers, right? And a lot of new friendships and connections come through out of that. I still have students that connected through these online seminars I've had elsewhere, and they're still friends and discussing philosophy. So it's really not to underestimate what kind of new adventures you might have here.
Mm, absolutely.
Yes, as Ahelios was saying, there are three tiers for purchasing the course. You can just get the digital content, access to that, and then you can work at your own pace. But the seminar tier is where so it's going to be, as I said, the seminar, the live seminars will be scheduled, but also there's a bunch of other things as well. So there is a final essay you can submit that will then be reviewed and given and corrected by me, and then provide you with detailed feedback. You can make a short presentation of whatever topic you would like. As long as it's connected to the course or to Hegel, and then successfully completing those things will earn you a little certificate. So that will just be like a little badge that you can have if if that helps your motivation, or if you like just having a little uh, something at the end of the journey. But then there's also a tier above that, and that's the dialogue tier, which includes everything in seminar and base, but also 6 private sessions with me. So there'll be one-on-one, and that those are good mainly if you already have a project in mind, or if you just want really like extra guidance on something. That's like for those who like appreciate yes, those things.
Mm. Something I'd like to maybe add about the seminar tier, and this is something that we mentioned way back when in our introductory video when we were first launching sPhil, that the final essay, if you choose to write it, of course, may very well become a contribution to sPhil, to the articles that are being written in the encyclopedia. So this would be a great forum for you to test out your ideas, receive some university grade feedback, and hopefully publish the article. Um, so I just wanted to throw that in there because I think it's always really important to highlight the connection between sPhil, the encyclopedia, and Symposia, the courses.
Absolutely. That's a great thing you mentioned there, Elias. Um, that is actively encouraged that your submission here can really be something that goes into the encyclopedia. That way, your work becomes public, right? And that's another thing that you've contributed to this project, and it's out there public, and you can just share it around, and people can see it.
Yeah. And hopefully, once you get the ball rolling with one, you can publish more. I mean, that's also the idea of the encyclopedia, of course, for everyone to contribute actively.
Yeah,
Okay, and then you've got nice little bios of our instructors.
yeah.
Philip.
You just skip over those. Things.
And- yeah, and then here you've got very helpful sort of, I guess, the kinds of questions that a student might be asking themselves about why they should be doing this course. Why study the science of logic? And some very good FAQs that I think everyone should have a look at, as it will help to inform your decision, I think, as to whether or not this course is for you
Yeah,
and why you should do it.
yeah. So I said there was 12 seminars. Technically, I guess it's 11 because we will have a guest lecture still to be announced as part of a little treat.
Yeah.
Um, I guess we should talk a little bit about the contents just very quickly. So this is
Yeah,
a course on Hegel's Science of Logic, the toughest book in philosophy. I would you agree, Elias?
without a doubt.
Yeah, it really is hard, but very rewarding, deeply rewarding, and it also changes you as a person, as a thinker, and how you experience and think about the world. So it's a transformative work in both directions, right? And what we will be doing is we will start from the beginning and then read up until the end of the first section, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot because we'll be going through it in great detail and we'll be going through uh, the moves that Hegel makes. So the whole science of logic is like immanently connected. He develops these concepts and they develop out of each other, but they do so in a way that through argument. So Hegel thinks he has an argument going here. What is being, what is nothing, what is something, what is existence, what is finitude, what is infinity. He thinks all these concepts hang together in a systematic way, and he aims to show that through argument. And we're going to be following those arguments closely and trying to figure them out piece by piece. And if something doesn't make sense or doesn't work, well, we're going to be critiquing Hegel. We're going to ask ourselves, well, what's missing here? Could we do something better? Or is something we're not yet understanding, of course. Um, so it's really going to be a detailed course, but that doesn't mean it's going to be restrictive in a sense. So if you're new to philosophy or new to Hegel, um, we'll do everything we can to sort of onboard you and bring you up to speed. Uh, Really, what you need is the passion, the interest, and the curiosity to open yourself up to philosophical texts, to have your mind changed and to challenge various concepts and ideas. I think that's really what's necessary here. Nothing, you don't need to know Plato or Aristotle or to have read philosophy for 4 years. You can just pick this book up and start going at it. Reading Plato and Aristotle helps, but what helps a lot more is if you're enthusiastic, if you're curious, if you're interested, passionate about philosophy, asking yourself big questions like why is there something rather than nothing? this is exactly the kind of things we're going to be exploring and exploring what answers Hegel has to these kind of monumental questions, timeless questions.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. And these are also such commonplace categories that you'll be thinking about being nothing, determination, limit, infinity, the one and the many, that it getting to grips with these thought determinations can have a real impact on how you think about everyday things and how you experience the world.
Hmm.
So I think going through the logic of quality is definitely a journey.
We're already talking a bit too much jargon, I think. Talking about categories and concepts hanging together. All of this
Mm,
stuff is going to be sort of explained in the course. We'll start from a base that I think is more commonplace, and then we'll work our way into the philosophical perspective, and then go off the deep end, really into the category, what the concepts. Yeah.
great. Well, I think sounds very exciting, and I look forward to it going live.
Yes, me too. Ahilias will be assisting, so he'll do half the seminars. So he'll be facilitating and leading those sessions.
That's right, yeah. So every other week, I'll be the one leading the seminars, and hopefully after your lectures and after your seminars with Philip, you'll have come. There'll either be questions that you're just really stuck on and that we need to really work through slowly, or you'll have worked through it and you'll have sort of more profound questions about what's going on, more meta questions maybe about the logic and how the logic works. And we'll be able to talk about those. It'll really be an open discussion where you can come with anything that's on your mind about the course materials.
Yes, the logic of the logic. How does that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, I mean just that takes a while to get your head around.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. We hope that this sounds interesting to you. Have a look at our course page. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and we'll try to get to them.
Bye bye.
All right. Cheers. Bye bye.